Welcome to the Job Club Hub resource tool. I'm just going to give you a brief overview on how to use Job Club Hub. Now, once your organisation has signed a software agreement, passwords will be issued to your staff and job seekers. So I'll just demonstrate here. Okay, so this is the main page. We have a brief tutorial for both staff and job seekers to look at. Here we have the labour market information for your employment consultants and also for the job seekers that are interested. And down the bottom we have Employment Services Code of Practice, Disability Services, Job Services Australia and the standards. Again, these are obviously made available to your job seekers. Now to get started, the job seeker registers here. We only ask for their name, their phone number, the preferred email address, password. And this is the important bit here, as this is the provider details. So once we have the job seeker linked to the provider, we can then feed you back with some results. Okay. Another important thing here is the session note generator. So as a session finishes, the job seeker, if they have attended on their own, they just click that box. If they were seen by an employment consultant, they fill in their name, the consultant name, the office they came from, the session date, what they did, if they're happy with the service, if they want to be contacted again, and the job seeker can actually nominate a preferred next appointment, which has to be within the next fortnight, as it shows in the little pop-up box there. Now the benefit of this is that, and then this, once completed, gets submitted to the coordinator. So your coordinator can actually get feedback from the job seeker as to whether they've been happy with the service. And the other good thing with this is you can actually cut and paste what the job seeker says. The EC can then add their comments and it can be pasted straight into ESS. So we're actually seeing what the job seeker thinks. Okay. The third little tool is a feedback forum. As you can see here, clients and staff can both leave any comments they have, and the bottom three, and this is a growing section, is for staff only. And the idea of this is that we actually create a knowledge base for your organisation, so we're not getting the same questions asked over and over. Okay, so now we're in the job searching sites. As you can see, we've got career choices, local jobs, your normal search engines, a few different categories of jobs, all the way down to government jobs. So I'll just briefly show you here. We have the careers choices, job outlook. So if your client's not sure what they're looking for, they can pick a occupation, they can see the job prospects, the earnings, etc, etc. So this is a good tool for ECs. Here we have local jobs. Again, this is only a brief overview. Now with the local job board, this is tailored to your ESA or whatever area you want, and the ads that are placed here will show the suburbs of your area. So that's how these are actually sorted. And these updated daily. They come through Indeed jobs. So the benefit of this is when your client does come in for a session, they go to your job board and they see jobs that are relevant to what they're after. Also, the job seeker registers here, so you can upload their resume and they can apply for jobs straight away. Again, that saves time and makes it more efficient. We have the local papers. We also have Google Maps, transport information, your basic job search engine, Australian Job Search, Seek. Now the reason Seek has been moved to here is just to get job seekers to look at some of the other jobs there. We have an older workers section, hospitality, retail, and again with these, click on it and it should take you straight to the careers section of that employer. Also, you can just put your mouse over each button. It'll give you a brief overview of who they are. We have community services and health jobs. This is obviously a fairly big area, but we've just selected a few here as there are many under this barrier management referral section that I'll show you later. Retail, big section, childcare jobs, aged care jobs, warehouse jobs, labour hire and transport, mining jobs. There's a lot of clients, job seekers always ask about getting a job in the mines, and government jobs. So again, this makes it easy for the EC to find opportunities for their clients. The next section is the job application thing. In this section they can check the email. Now Easy Email has been created to give job seekers who don't have an email an easy email, and when this is registered, the only information we have is the client's name, the username they want to use, and the password. And we ask the job seeker permission for their employment consultant to have access to the email account. Now the idea of that is that many job seekers don't have email accounts, or they don't check them. This is hosted through BraveNet webmail, so again it just saves the EC sending an application from their own email account, which doesn't look good to an employer. We've still got your Hotmail and all the others there. We're just starting an ebook library. Again, this is for clients. You can print out pages for them. If it opens, there it is. What colour's my parachute? So your employment consultant can actually run a session based on this. But like I said, this is a section that's only just been started and will grow as needed. Now this section here we have a resume writer. So if the client comes in, doesn't have a resume, it's pretty easy with this. It takes about 15 minutes. They can sit down, answer the questions, and in the end there are different templates and a resume can be created. I won't go into detail as I just want to make this brief. We also have many, there's lots of templates here through Microsoft, Career One, and all through the website. You'll see videos, and these are good for when a client comes in, or if you have maybe 10 in a session, they can sit down, watch a video that is relevant to them before your employment consultant talks to them. Now what we find using this resource tool is that organisations that have used it have increased engagement, which has equated to increased placements. So they've been able to drop their staffing levels and increase their engagement with the job seekers and increase their placements. So there's a selection criteria section here, interviewing section, online tips, etc. And because we have the, as we said before, the session note generators, job seekers are feeling they're actually taking control of their job seeking themselves, rather than seeing, an EC each week and they go through the same questions. What jobs have you applied for? Have you thought of changing? Etc. etc. This way they're in control. And the benefit is once they lock in here, we can give you a report of when the job seeker logged on. I'll briefly show you. So as you can see here, you can see when I've logged on. You can see the pages I've looked at. That shows you that I've gone to an external page, which was the Kmart site, if you remember. And as you can see here, you can see when I've logged on, etc. So we'll go back to here. Action criteria, a little bit about your referees. The next section is education and training. Now this section here, again, if a job seeker is interested in study options, there are more than enough links here to cover what they want. And I'm not meaning just this section, it's the whole page. We have accredited web providers, universities, apprenticeships, transport and machinery, trades, TAFE. So again, if a client does come in and is interested, they can search for themselves and they can come back to the EC with what they'd like to do. So that's the education section, online skilling. The top section here, these are actually free courses through these American universities. Now they can get degrees, which probably don't count in Australia, but what we're finding is people that are doing this, it's actually giving them something to do, study a course they're interested in while they're job searching. We also have assessments here. A social skills assessment. Let's just briefly show you. If it comes up, it'll briefly show you. So there we go. So we have a self-assessment there. So that's a social skills assessment there, which does give you an insight into how the client or job seeker, is feeling and how they see things. Oh, I'm sorry, I did close that down, but there actually is a results section to that. There are other tests there. Here we have the typing test. As many clients come in and say they want to work in an office. This here we give them a basic typing test. Then as you see here, there's a full course in typing. And at the end of it, they actually do get a certificate. And that's a free course again. And as you can see, it's pretty basic, but it measures their accuracy. And they can do the course. Again, it can engage the client as they come in. Tells them how to type. Shows them the errors, and then in the end it comes up with a score. But again, this is good for a job seeker that says they're interested in admin work. You can test their typing speed, and then Again, each session can be used to improve their typing. We have MyOb training. Now this doesn't include the software, but it is a training video on how to use MyOb. These here we have the Microsoft package. So again, if you have a client that's interested in doing office work, they can learn Word, Excel. They can pick what versions they want to learn. And it's very well set up, and of course because it is set up by Microsoft.
When you first open Word 2007, you may be surprised by its new look. Most of the changes are in the ribbon, the area that spans the
So again, that's another good learning tool. This one is more if you have a client that's interested in learning how to code. This section here is for seniors. Brisbane seniors will actually come out and train any older job seekers if they don't know how to use a computer. That's the online skilling. We have an Indigenous services section with some videos there. We have a directory, information about the Indigenous wage subsidy, some community organisations, employment opportunities, more resources, and some more information on contacting elders, etc. Okay. Now we're getting into the barrier management section. So if you look at from home to the Indigenous Services page, we're looking at employment. So we're job searching, we're working on resumes, cover letters, selection criteria, interviewing skills, education, if someone studies, so we're looking at education here, all their opportunities. Here, this keeps clients engaged and tested and educated and upskills them. And then we have the Indigenous section. Now the last two sections of the resource are the barrier management tools, or assistant tools, sorry. So again we have exercise programs and fact sheets, videos, and the idea of including this is just to show the importance of some job seekers and to give them something to do. There's programs they can print out and take home to do. These are self-help organisations which we've used extensively. And this again can give job seekers some information. Another feature of the resource is that when you get the activity log, you will be able to monitor as to whether the job seeker is in this phase where they're job searching, or this phase where they're looking at barriers. Now the important thing with this phase is they may have an issue that they don't tell the employment consultant, but if you monitor that their activity is in this last two sections, then it gives you a prompt to talk to the job seeker about other issues they may be having that are stopping them from job searching. So we have mental health support, some motivation videos, some more online self-help tests, and we do suggest with this area that if a job seeker, especially in mental health, does do one of these tests, that maybe an EC sits with them all, because sometimes it does actually show how they're feeling and that it affects them more. But anyway, this is from Australian Psychological Society, just some information, and a little bit on how to be happy. Okay, now the last section, the barrier management referrals. We have health services, we have bulk billing doctors, we have free dental, we have free spectacle, free hearing tests. So again, this is a good section, as we do have job seekers that come in and can't afford spectacles or can't afford dental work. So then we get into the counselling. So if you need a psychologist, again, the version I'm showing you here is for the South Brisbane ESA. So that's what this is tailored for. Obviously, there are other versions for different ESAs. Okay, we have alcohol and drug services, family support. So again, these are good good information for your ECs to be able to help your client pretty well straight away. Now the community service groups is obviously a fairly big section, but this is what's needed to help refer the client to the correct organisation to help address barriers. We have housing, we have youth services. Here we have food vans. I'll just quickly show you this. So for example, if you live in the, I'll just search just to show you. So this actually shows you where a client can get a free meal, because we do have job seekers that unfortunately can't afford a meal every day. But with this, somewhere in Brisbane, they can get a free meal pretty well any time of the day. So again, this will help with barrier management. We also have other organisations here. Here we have, if the financial support is needed here, I'll just point this, they can have a quick read. I think they give up to $3,000 interest free, and it's a very minimal repayment for the job seeker. Now we have our Centrelink section, or human services, DUA, some other government links, public trustee, volunteering Queensland, and some legal rights and discrimination. So that's a brief overview of Job Club Hub resource tool. It was developed because we believe that the job seeker needs to feel they have control over their destiny, their job searching, their choices, and the ECs are there to help them. Now, using the right service delivery model, we have been able to, like I said, reduce staffing levels, increase engagement, increase placements. Job seekers are happy because they feel that they can actually control their own job searching. It's very easy, even with people so numeracy and literacy, to identify with a logo. And if their numeracy and literacy isn't too good, they can easily tell the EC that, you know, I want to apply for a job here or wherever. Like I said, we're getting fantastic results, saving employment services money, getting jobs for clients, and that's what it's all about. So if you're interested, send us an email through LinkedIn and we can go into more detail. My name's Steve and I just want to thank you.